Are you ready to get philosophical?
I fucking love this shit.
Beautiful listeners, you are worth all the stars in the sky.
Hell yeah.
In at least 2 perfectly cooked grilled cheeses.
Hell yeah. Does a bear shit in the woods?
Sometimes. He's been known to shit in a liquor tent. Yeah, pick up a book, losers.
Pick up a book, losers.
Welcome to the Based Banter Podcast.
What is up, everybody? I'll be your host today, Jerry. And as always, I'm joined by my best friend and co-host, Joey. Say what's up, buddy.
Howdy, partner.
You know what? This guy next to me is wearing an awesome shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just begin to describe what is on your shirt, buddy, because you have, it's a cat. He's got a Fu Manchu mustache.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a cowboy hat. Okay, but on this cat, right, he's got an opossum. He's doing the finger guns, pew pew, and he's also wearing a cowboy hat. And then there's also a bird, and he's got his mouth open. He looks like he's being loud, but...
I never noticed that detail.
And he's also got a cowboy hat. So,
he's talking some mad shit.
So, meowdy partner, how you doing today?
Partner.
What's new with you?
Oh, buddy, dude, I've been playing a new game on the channel. You know, I'm playing a little bit of Dragon Age Veilguard.
Okay, that was a game that came out, and a lot of people either, well, I wouldn't say either. A lot of people didn't like it. let's say how it really was.
Well, to be honest, you know, the negative backlash that I had heard about it was kind of like along the lines of like forcing an agenda, right? It wasn't necessarily bad gameplay or graphics. It was like...
It's just too woke.
Too woke. That's a great word for it. And woke in an unnecessary way. But... I don't agree with that at all. I think, you know, it didn't hurt me as a consumer to have this addition into the game, whereas it might help somebody who wants to feel a little bit included.
I've heard some people explain it as like forced inclusion. Did you feel like it was like shoehorned in there, or like it was shoved down your throat?
I'm also probably about 4 to 5 hours into the game, so I don't know much about the story or a lot of the characters that I'm going to meet. I will tell you this as a bit of a spoiler. A lot of that forced inclusion comes with your character development. So you're just making yourself. It's not going to like affect anything else. So if you're just a dude that wants to play a dude, I'm just a dude who's another dude pretending to be a dude.
You could be a dude wearing another dude on top of another dude.
Yeah, it's not going to really affect you in any way. So, but yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing that game. I'm actually really fucking enjoying it, dude. The gameplay, fucking amazing. I love fantasy RPGs. Okay.
What would you say is the pinnacle of all fantasy RPGs, and why is it Skyrim?
It's not Skyrim, actually.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you right there, buddy.
No, dude, it's Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. Yes, sir, dude. Baldur's Gate 3 does everything Skyrim does, but better. And it's turn-based. Dude, oh my god.
Turn-based? I like the live action. I like the real stuff where you're out there swinging your sword and having to defend.
Buddy, I thought I was the same way. I thought I was. But then I got the rich character development, the rich storytelling met with rich graphics and rich world building, and then I was met with choices and different ways to play the game, different things you could do that you didn't imagine until you use your creativity. Dude, it's a free game, or not, it's not free, it costs $69.
It's $100.
It gives you a sense of freedom that
it's not $100. Don't sue me.
You get that game, you get that in Skyrim, don't get me wrong, but Skyrim has a lot of dated mechanics, right? I played the fuck out of Skyrim.
As we all did.
But like you can do something. I'll give you an example. In Baldur's Gate 3, you could use a spell called Mage's Hand, where you have a invisible hand floating around. Then you can switch to that hand and then go and do shit with it. You can open doors. You can fucking open locks. You can fuck with people. And that's just, think about the possibilities. You could pickpocket somebody with an invisible hand.
And one of the appeals, like, I'm not somebody who has bought Baldur's Gate 3, but one of the appeals is, like, everyone associated it more closely with D&D.
It is a D&D game. It's made by the people who made D&D.
Wizards of the Coast?
Yes.
And But yeah, that's one of the spells you can cast. Like if you're that right class, like that's one of the spells. Like you could cast like Mage's Hand, and it could help you along your quest. So that I think that's pretty cool. So
it's maybe a great fucking game. It's in my top 3 of all time, beating Skyrim.
So maybe in the next update I have for us, maybe I bought Baldur's Gate and I started my own playthrough.
I recommend it. It's worth every penny. I bought it. I almost bought it twice just to play it on my console. I have it on PC. But anyways, dude, enough about my video gaming because we could talk for hours. What have you been up to?
Oh, goodness, buddy. So I have been so consumed with bowling here lately. And I know there's a little bit of a negative connotation that comes with bowling. Because there's a meme that I've been seeing lately that's been trying to like divert me off my path. But I really enjoy it. They're just like, it's the saddest thing whenever a man owns his own bowling ball.
And fuck those people.
And I'm just like, dude, have you ever, though? Have you ever? Do you know what it's like to be like where I'm at?
Dude, I used to collect the unicorns. All right, fuck those people.
That's different.
Is it though? As a dude collecting unicorns, it's pretty lame.
So you're what? Okay, what are the implications of that? Okay, pause. What are the implications of that? You're calling me lame, but not lame.
I'm saying society can view our hobbies and things that bring us joy in our pastimes as lame.
Okay, that's a good.
Yeah,
that's a good.
I think you should. If you enjoy anything, I don't give a fuck what it is. I think you should do it. If you like scrapbooking, I don't care if you're a 400-pound muscular gym rat.
Dude, let me tell you. Okay, so side tangent on what I was saying is like, dude, never fucking yuck somebody's yum. If somebody likes collecting unicorns, what's it to you?
Fuck you, dude. Unicorns are badass.
Like, for fuck's sake. But bowling, man, dude, I've been so consumed into it. Like, I'm starting to get to the point to where I'm refining my approach and getting some interesting results. And it's just a growing process of doing a little bit better each time.
All right, dude. Well, maybe
some
one
mastery. Maybe
one day we'll do a live stream of us bowling, and you can whoop my ass because I don't know goddamn thing about bowling.
But I gotta be at my tip-top shape to where it's
dude,
like
you can have a fraction of skill and beat me. I promise you.
I'm gonna have to bowl like a perfect 300, and you'll be like struggling and be like, dude, why is that going in the gutter?
Or I'll have one of those days where just like I'm locked the fuck in. I had enough nutrition, enough sleep, and I'm just hitting everything. It's a strike every time.
He drank enough of his dubby.
I got enough dubby in me, which is going to help me beat this motherfucker next to me who has a background in bowling and I have 0. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll make a deal out of it. I'll drink dubby, you drink whatever the fuck you got. Or maybe you should drink dubby and I'll drink whatever the fuck I got.
But I wanted to drink Guinness.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. But anyways, I'm sure you've come to the table today and you have a topic for us, right?
How'd you know?
We could sit here and riff. I don't care.
Wait,
dude.
How'd you know?
We could just talk about what we've been into all day.
Are you reading my script? Do you know why I hit record?
I love fucking Dragon Age of Velgard already. Like it's
already
great.
Okay. So I don't feel like you're done talking about that.
I think I am.
Okay,
so I want to talk about what you want to talk about,
dude. I have been so deep in thought lately because, oh goodness, man, I found this theory. It kind of stumbled upon me. I kind of stumbled upon it, and it's called the just world theory.
Oh.
Are you familiar with this at all?
I am not. And for those listening at home, I have not any kind of clue about what we're talking about. So we're just totally winging it here. I have no idea. I have nothing prepared.
Awesome. So I can get you with all these awesome thought experiments, which is going to be the basis of this episode. Is honestly, that I have a list of thought experiments that I'm going to put you through, and let's see how the inner workings of your mind is.
Hell yeah, dude! That's going to be the most organic way to approach a topic like this.
Okay, so the just world theory, also known as just world hypothesis or fallacy, it is a cognitive bias, right? So it's one of cognition, which posits that the world is a fundamentally fair place where people generally get what they deserve. So that's the just world theory. So this worldview, good actions yield rewards,
right,
and bad actions result in punishment. So while the belief provides a sense of psychological security, it often leads to harmful rationalizations for suffering and inequality.
Right.
So the whole the idea of this is basically you see somebody and you assume that they have done bad stuff to get to where they are in life. Or you see somebody succeeding and you assume they've done good stuff to get to where they are in life. That's kind of like the just world theory where like everything's just.
Right. Okay. No, all right. I like it because, I know a little bit about manifestation, right? I don't want to take it too fringe and too weird, but part of the group who believe in manifestation, they believe that the energy you project into the world and the actions that you put into the world will translate into what happens to you. Whether you believe that you have good luck, you'll receive good luck, or if you believe you have a shitty luck, you'll receive shitty luck. If you're a good person, good things happen. If you're a bad person, bad things happen. But I'll challenge that by saying sometimes shit happens. Doesn't matter what you do.
Buddy, I have in my notes here, I thought you'd bring this up. So, real world manifestations. So,
real world manifestation.
This bias appears frequently in social and political discourse, often functioning to maintain the status quo. So, there's different contexts to this. So, criminal justice, and that's like the victim blaming. A little bit what I sort of alluded at earlier. So, in cases of like assault or fraud, the observers may focus on the victim's choices, like how were they walking there that night,
right,
rather than the perpetrator's actions. And then there's also poverty versus wealth. So that's rationalizing inequality, where wealth is viewed as a direct result of hard work and virtue, while poverty is viewed as a result of laziness and moral failure, which ignores the systemic barriers like inheritance, economy, and discrimination. But then I have one more, and that is health. So some people will view illness as punishment.
Right.
So when someone contracts a serious illness like lung cancer, the first question is often like, did they smoke though?
Were they a piece of shit?
Was they a piece of shit?
They was a piece of shit.
Was they doing shit they should have been?
I bet they talked bad about Becky.
And we look for a behavioral cause to reassure ourselves that like we are immune as long as we don't engage in that behavior. So there's a little bit of a manifestation because you can see somebody in that kind of light and you have your own prejudice against them. So interestingly, this belief system has both adaptive, helpful, and maladaptive, harmful sides.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so full notes here. So the positive, the adaptive, it motivates people to work hard and plan for the future. So if you believe effort creates results, like I know you do, buddy,
hell yeah,
you are more likely to pursue long-term goals and delay gratification. And then there's the other side of it. That's the negative. That's the maladaptive. It erodes empathy and causes people to look away from suffering and rationalize it as justice, preventing them from addressing systemic injustice or helping those in need.
Dude, and you see that all the time, right?
All the time.
Where people are like, look, I would be a lot farther along in life if I had people who supported me, a better loving family, or I grew up in better circumstances, which is not an entirely incorrect point of view. It's just an incorrect stance to have for your own well-being, because it does nothing for you to acknowledge that negative aspect of your life, right? So yeah, if you take all that information in and then you decide to live a negative life, like, oh, woe is me, my life sucks, my life will always suck because it sucked when it started, then your life will always suck because you're actively not making an effort to do anything about it. Whereas if you shift your own perspective and your own focus and you grind and you work hard and you put in effort, you might see some more positive benefits. And if you focus on those positive benefits, you'll feel better.
Hell yeah. And dude, and I'm Dude, I am excited to tell you that there is a way to break the fallacy.
Break it.
So
Break
to
it
counter,
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm going to play some music in the background.
To counter this bias, one must accept a frightening truth. Bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people. So, one big point is to acknowledge randomness. So, recognizing that luck and circumstances play huge roles in life outcomes, and that will help rebuild empathy. Then there's also systemic versus individual, which will help shift focus from individual choices to the systems. So like laws and economy and environment that influence outcomes. So Joey.
Jerry.
The just world theory.
Yes.
It's got me thinking, man.
Oh, shit.
That people have this perception. So they see something good happen to someone. Oh, must be a good person.
Okay.
So in what ways do you see this in your own life, anecdotally?
Oh, well, I might not be the right person to ask because I'm pretty aware with the way that the world works, in the sense that a lot of times this world will benefit people who even do bad things, right? So you don't always have to be a good person and receive positive outcomes. You can just step on everyone. You can cheat, lie, and steal your way into success.
Right.
And often or not, most people who are successful have done terrible fucking things to get there.
But then how do you define success? Because success looks differently to different people.
Right. Like if you're chasing monetary gain or material items, you may not care about how people think about you, right? You might be fine with stepping on toes and cutting corners and taking shortcuts and robbing others of what they've rightfully deserved and earned. Dude,
I guarantee the people who we would deem as successful, like these people that have these people that have loads of money, they happen to be some of the most lonely, I would dare say insufferable people, because what it takes to get to that point is exploiting your fellow man.
Yes.
And taking what isn't yours.
Yes, and no matter how bad you think you are, every bad person carries a certain sense of guilt, and no amount of guilt that you receive from something like that is worth any kind of gain you'll receive.
And our awesome, wonderful, magnificent, beautiful listeners, I want to tell you that even though bad things may happen to you, it does not mean you are a bad person.
Or that your bad actions and deeds that you've done has caused these bad things to happen. Sure, if you do bad things, you should probably stop, right? But
there should be consequences.
There should be consequences, but sometimes just because you've done bad things doesn't mean that those bad things translated because of that. The universe, I think, is a more of a series of probability, right?
I could see that.
So you put yourself in a position where the probability is in favor of the negative outcome, then the negative outcome will happen. But if you put yourself in a situation where the probabilities are in favor of a positive outcome, then the positive will happen. It doesn't matter really what your actions are. It matters how you face the probabilities in front of you, and then you choose the scenarios that are more beneficial for you.
Right, and there's definitely a way to play the game to where you exploit it, and you throw away the consequence. You throw away the long
system. He's cheating. That cheating bastard.
And you throw away the way people will see you. You take a chance that I may never know what it's like to have somebody truly love me.
Right.
Because you've built this wall of wealth around you, and you constantly have to wonder, do they like me or do they like my money?
And do they want to use my status? Do they want to steal my reputation? Why are they just using me, or do they really, really like me?
There's constantly going to be
really like me.
So I would dare say that getting to that point of quote-unquote success is a detriment to everything that makes us human, because humans strive and need connection. Humans strive and need that, everything that makes them feel whole. Buddy. So, this got me thinking, and I looked up a little bit more of these thought experiments. So I got one for you now. Are you ready to get thinking?
I am ready to get thinking.
Okay, so the scenario. So imagine you are a conscious soul waiting to be born, right? So you're just kind of like out there and you're
Hanging
waiting
out
to be
in
born.
purgatory, just chilling.
All right, you must
a ghost.
design. Okay, you must design the laws, economy, and social structure of a new society.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so however, though, you are behind a veil of ignorance. So you do not know if you will be born rich or poor, healthy or disabled, talented or untalented, or into a majority or a minority group. So the question is this: what rules would you create to ensure that you are safe regardless of who you end up being?
So what rules I would create? So I have to subconsciously follow a set of rules that I make in the in-between, right?
Right, so you're trying to...
All right, the rules I would make is, one, I cannot lie. I refuse to lie.
Make it so nobody lies, though.
No, this is just for me, right? Introspective. I'm a spirit in between, trying to live a better life in my next life.
Well, no, you are designing the laws, economy, and
okay.
social structure of a new society.
Make it to where nobody can lie.
Okay, nobody lies.
No lying. And no promoting a positive outcome for negative actions. And that's it.
Bam. And then you're born poor, disabled, and a minority.
And I'm fine with that. At that point, I'm existing in a society where the general populace will be good and the people who are bad are more obvious.
Okay, so this thought experiment, right? It was posed by John Rawls. And this is called the veil of ignorance.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a direct antidote to the just world fallacy. And it forces you to define fairness without knowing if you are the winner or the loser.
Hell yeah.
So the just world theory assumes that people currently at the bottom belong there. And the veil of ignorance forces you to admit that being at the bottom is often a matter of luck.
Hey, I like being at the bottom because then, you got all that room to move and grow and progress, dude. Well, who wants to start off at the top? That sounds boring as fuck.
Yeah, because then you don't have real perspective. You don't
know how the real world works.
Oh, yeah. So this one gets a little bit darker.
Oh,
but
I like the color black.
But I want you to know, buddy, we're here. So if you feel like you made a wrong decision, we're here for you. All right, so this one is called The Drowning Child.
Oh, shit, dude. What the fuck?
And this thought experiment was posed by Peter Singer. So the scenario is this, right?
What a freak.
What a freak. So
I call this one The Drowning Child.
So you're walking to work in an expensive suit. This is like Louis Vuitton.
I already know where this is going.
Okay, you see a small child drowning in a shallow pond.
Fuck that child. My suit is way too expensive.
Okay, so you can wade in and save them, but you'll ruin your suit and be late for work. So
have you ever watched anime?
So what's your answer, though?
My answer is obviously fuck the suit, dude. I'm kicking my shoes off. I can't swim, but I'll doggy paddle my way over there and create a scenario where people have to save two of us.
It's a shallow pond, so I hope
I'll
you can easily wade in there. Yes, that's it.
Well,
that's
good,
the point.
Dude. Yeah, dude, I'm saving that kid. Saving that kid.
So what's awesome is almost everyone says, of course I'd save the child. This suit don't matter. But here's the twist, right? The twist is there is a starving child in a developing country right now.
Fuck.
Like a developing nation. And you could save their life by donating the cost of that suit to charity. Here we go.
Okay, hold on.
Here we go. Hold on. And you wouldn't even have to get wet. So why don't you feel compelled to save the first child but not the second?
I'll tell you exactly why, dude.
Oh, here it goes.
All right.
Here we go.
Are you
Mental gymnastics.
Are you ready to get philosophical?
Mental gymnastics.
All right, dude. Unfortunately, we live in a world where if you donate, a portion of that donation is actually sent to the cause. So I'm crunching bare numbers here, not pulling from any actual charity or any real source of information, just going off of the data that I have consumed. Let's say I donated $5 to solve world hunger and feed somebody. That person would receive $1 of that. $4 would go to the organization. And it's hard for me to justify that kind of exchange, because at that point I'm not feeding anybody, I'm lining the pockets of some evil bastard.
Okay, I just want to play devil's advocate in this situation, because although that is a very, very real reality, but let's take it to the case of your suits. So your suits, so it took some really talented people to make those suits.
Right.
And you paid, so 3/4 of what you paid for this suit went to the very talented people that went through arduous hours and trial and error and stuff handed down from generations to make this awesome suit. And then 1/4 of that went to the guy that sold you the suit. You're telling me that it's not worth it to pay the person that helped you achieve this amazing, sleek, like, fine look.
Personally, dude, I think that the suit could actually benefit you, right? It's worth investing in yourself. But I'm not above getting that suit and shredding it into ribbons to help somebody who's actually in need.
We got you in hot water, buddy.
No, I said it. I said it.
You said it. It's worth having a suit that's worth something, but feeding a child isn't.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh.
That is not what I said.
Wait, okay.
Referee, I have a flag on a play. I need a replay. Challenge that play, ref. No, what I said was I do find value in paying for a suit of such caliber that has taken such care and attention to detail and has a reputation that comes along with wearing that suit. And I think that while doing something like that, it creates your sense of worth in the eyes of others, which would in turn help you generate more money. Let's say you are a righteous person, right? And you are someone who wants to make the world a better place. And you've realized that if I want to make more money, I have to present myself in a specific way. So you have to pay for that suit. You have to buy that $4,000 suit, because that $4,000 suit is going to have you be presented in a way that makes you millions of dollars. Then you could take millions of dollars and donate it to charity versus just donating that $4,000 suit. Does that make sense?
But that's different.
Is it though?
We're talking about an actionable difference.
Ooh,
to where you...
Actionable.
But
see, I already told you I'd rip the suit off like Superman, dive in that bitch and doggy paddle my way over there.
But you already bought it. You already bought it.
I don't care, dude. The suit's going into the damn hamper.
You bought it and you like the way it look. It makes you look to the external world.
Ass fucking naked, dude.
What would that do for your reputation?
They'd be thinking I was a hero. They'd be like, and he saved his suit. And I put the suit on and then be all nice for my interviews.
But I'm talking about your common everyday life, though. And in your common everyday life, you're wearing the suits.
What you're doing is you're painting me into a wall here, when there's obviously a clear answer is just take the fucking suit off.
This episode is
like, dude, you didn't have to ruin your suit, bro. You could have just took the leggings off and just stepped in the knee-deep water.
Yeah, no, okay, so all right,
so that serious, bro.
Yeah, all right, so I'm done antagonizing you, but yes, there's a very true matter that we don't want to donate to charities, because the reality is a lot of it doesn't go to where we want it to go. And there is a point to be made that, okay, well, they have to take a percentage off the top to where they were able to continue to promote this charity, and they're able to sustain their own lives in order for this charity. So
no, I get that.
Not only are you paying for this child to eat a meal, you're paying for the promotion of this charity that you so believe in, and then also for the person to sustain the charity so it's able to promote, so it's able to pay this child, like not pay the child, but feed the child. And I mean,
we've
gotten into murky waters here.
No. Look, I'll relate this to an actual anecdotal situation that I deal with on a regular basis.
Okay.
I work with an animal shelter that helps find homes for rescue dogs, right? So what we do is we'll take these dogs out on walks, we'll create social medias for the dogs, and we advertise these dogs to find homes because most of them, they're older dogs. They're not like puppies. They're going to have a hard time finding a home. The caveat here is that there is a adoption fee of $100. Now, why can't I just walk up to this shelter and just pick a dog up and walk out and go home with it? Well, that's because the shelter is responsible for housing that dog, for feeding that dog, and maintaining its status quo to promote the dog. So that $100 adoption fee that you pay is translated directly into the fee of housing the dog and paying for all of that. So yeah, you might think it's not just and it's not unjust in the world views to charge someone $100 to adopt a dog that needs a home, but without that $100, there wouldn't be a home for you to go to adopt that dog.
Dude, I am so happy you made this point so beautifully and eloquently said. Eloquently,
baby.
Eloquently. Ooh, he's got pronunciation.
Because I'm eloquent.
is amazing. And I could not have asked for a better outcome. But the point still stands. You said you wouldn't donate.
I'll donate my blood.
You even explained it. You broke it down. He was like, oh, yeah, it has to be like this. You're like, but I won't, though. Fuck you, go starve.
No, because what I was trying to say, is keep the suit, make more money, take that money, then donate more.
And the only thing it cost was the life of a drowning child.
Oh my God.
No,
Can we throw a fucking donut ring of air at this bitch or something? Like, anyways.
Also, the premise was that it was shallow water. So
it was shallow water. You can take your pants off.
Just walk out.
Just go in your boxers. No one's going to judge you. Next thing you know, you have a charge. You're like, dude, I was just trying to save this kid. He was playing in the water, bro.
He was just faking it. Okay. Oh, awesome thought experiment.
You know what, dude?
I know lots of what, dude.
I think that we've hit a point where the justice system has brought us to a place where we can take a short break and hear a little bit about some based news.
Breaking news brought to you by the Based Banter Podcast. This is Based News.
Welcome to Based News. We have another rendition for you Based Banter listeners, keeping you in the loop with all things news. In today's news, we're going to talk about a bear housemate. A man in Southern California discovered a 500-pound black bear had moved into the crawl space under his home. Talk about an illegitimate roommate. Is he paying rent?
And in other news, a bare house will yield you a lot less than a clothed house.
An eagle drops a cat. A motorist in North Carolina called 911 to report that a bald eagle had dropped a cat carcass through her windshield. Will your insurance cover that shit? I doubt it.
In local news, most people that I know do not refer to 911 as 9/11. Go ahead.
One
buddy.
of Santa's reindeer escaped from Christmas event in England, sparking a search and rescue operation involving police and the Royal Marines. This is a difficult way to start the year for Santa. Will he have to pay ramifications for such a transgression? Find out on the next episode of Based News.
And welcome back to Base Banter. You know what, buddy? We have been on a deep philosophical journey here with no stop because you know what? I have another thought experiment. And this one, And this one has to do with, this one's called the Wilt-Chamberlain arguments. So this one was posed by Robert Nostick.
Robert Nostick.
So do you know who Wilt-Chamberlain is?
Hell no.
He was probably the most dominant center in all of NBA history. He has games where he has scored over 100 points. Mind you, most NBA games these days are around 100 points or more. So this one man alone. Okay, that's beside the point. So, the scenario. Imagine a society where wealth is distributed perfectly equally.
Equally.
Now imagine the famous basketball player Wilt Chamberlain signs a contract.
God damn.
Anyone who wants to watch him play must drop 25 cents directly into a box. His box specifically. So 1 million people happily pay to watch him score 100 points. And at the end of the season, Wilt has $250,000 and everyone else has 25 cents less. So the argument is this: the new distribution is highly unequal. But who did anything wrong? The fans voluntarily gave the money Wilt voluntarily played. So Neshtik argues that liberty upsets patterns. So you cannot maintain equality without restricting freedom. That's what he poses.
Oh, I have a challenge for all of this.
Is it a bottle flip?
It's actually cup flip.
Ooh.
Yeah, you have to sit the cup on the edge of the table, hit the bottom of the cup. If the cup flips over onto its bottom side again, the opposing team has to drink. No,
yes.
my
Okay.
opposition to this is the WNBA. So there is this challenge from the women in the WNBA that claim that there is a pay inequality versus the male athletes in the NBA. They're out there playing basketball just like the NBA athletes are playing basketball. And they are saying that our top earner, I think it's like, what's her name? She got super popular. People were talking about her.
Caitlyn?
Caitlyn, yeah, sure.
What's her last name?
Jenner. That's not it.
Wrong.
Anyways, but yeah, Caitlyn.
What is her damn name?
What is her damn name?
Oh,
See, this is a problem, but we know LeBron James.
People at home are going to be screaming. They're like, you know exactly. She plays for the Idaho Tornadoes.
Is that right, dude? Is that even a name of
It's
a team?
not. What?
The Idaho Tornadoes. I would have said the Idaho Potatoes.
And that's why you make the big bucks.
But the point is,
Caitlin Clark, motherfucker.
oh my God!
You knew that.
I think we just proved our own point. But the thing is that they don't have the attendance that the NBA has. They don't have the attention that the NBA has.
Okay, and the team that she plays for is the Indiana Fever.
Oof.
See, I was close. I was in the ballpark. But you were saying though, buddy.
But yeah, the point is that there is that inequality because the attention of the dispersity of attention isn't there.
That's exactly the point that I was going to make, is that there are so many more monumental NBA games where it's like, okay, it's game 4, and if this team loses, that's fucking it. Oh, right. Michael Jordan has the flu. How is he ever going to compete? And then goes out there and drops a fucking bomb like of a series. The drama and the action and the excitement just hasn't been realized. Let's say that. It hasn't been realized yet because I want to believe in the WNBA. I want to believe that women's sports can compete with men's sports because it's been so dominated.
Right. And you would think in a parallel that men are just primal creatures, right? And if you were to just put women in lingerie and have them do the same things men do, that it would be as equally as successful, right? Well, that is false. Even when women perform in lingerie, like with Lingerie Football League or the Lingerie Fighting League, though they don't garner the same views or attention that the actual NFL or UFC get.
Which is awesome because women are not objects and their bodies do not equate their worth.
So,
win for feminism.
So that makes us ask the question then, how do we get that attention? How do we make it to an entertaining point of face value where these performers can get that equality in pay? But again,
okay, so are you asking me how I can make the WNBA great?
Yeah, buddy. Let's fucking solve this problem.
Are you ready?
Paintball guns in the crowd.
Here's the first thing we do. The first thing we do, we take down
America's already great. Women are already great.
The WNBA is already great. Okay, we need to take down fake news. That is the NBA.
I want to build a wall around the court.
You're not listening. The NBA, it's fake news. We take it down. Those men, they don't score baskets. We score baskets. The greatest baskets. The greatest baskets you had ever seen. My doctor told me so. The WNBA is great again.
Oh, shit.
Bam. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that, really. I mean, what are you doing in WNBA? Come on. But, you know, it's the same thing. NBA. It's the same thing with, like, actors, right?
Okay. Tyler
just
parallel.
Make it women. Yeah, just...
I would argue to say that women are a little bit easier to watch.
Women are a lot easier to watch, dude. Sometimes when you're playing a video game, it's funner to be a woman than it is to be a man. The female character in Cyberpunk is fucking amazing, dude. Her voice acting, her mannerisms, it fits perfectly well in the story. Dude, it's a great time. And
can we just take a second to appreciate CD Projekt Red's game Cyberpunk,
dude,
2077.
Fucking amazing game. I've beaten that game like 4 times. I fucking love that game.
And it was one of those games that whenever it came out, it did not get an amazing reception because it was buggy.
It was.
And they may have rushed along the developmental trail, but
they did.
But they came back.
They did.
They saw and they listened, and it was like, okay, well, maybe we should not have as many bugs. Okay, we fix this bug, fix this bug, fix this bug. And then they was like, okay, well, the whole police system, like, it's like every time I turn around, it's a weird coincidence. And they're like, okay, I hear you. And then they fix that.
Yeah, they listen to the community.
And then they go ahead and drop a bombshell of a DLC.
Oh, yeah, Phantom Liberty. Fire.
And then they just quit. And that was it.
Yeah, they haven't made a new DLC, I think, in like 2 years. But I think they're working on a Cyberpunk 2.
Yes, the sequel to it, which is amazing. And we cannot have this discussion without... Do you know what I'm going to say?
Edge Runners?
Fucking Edge Runners.
Oh, yeah, they're making
shit.
a new anime of that as well.
You cannot even begin to explain how awesome of world building they do to where an anime comes out in this world and it just fucking slaps and it just feels right. Like, dude, fucking
phenomenal.
That is a round of applause for CD Projekt Red. Because
absolutely. And The Witcher is good too, dude. The Witcher is also made by CD Projekt Red. And, you know, they did the similar thing where they're shifting gears. Their new main protagonist is going to be Ciri. You know, it's not Geralt. It's going to be a female.
Geralt.
Right? So, you know, and it kind of ties back into Geralt of Rivia. It ties back into what I was saying with like the actors, right? You know, there's that inequality in pay with like the lead actor and then like the supporting role. Like, so you have someone who has put in a ton of effort, but they're making substantially less money than the lead actor.
Yeah. And okay, I can tie that back into the first place because a lot of people will want to believe that this is a just world. So why would it be just that amazing, beautiful actresses make less than their male counterparts?
Right. That's not very just, but
You think they deserve it? But
I don't think that in that particular case it is a sex thing. It might be. I don't know the ins and outs as much as I probably should to make a claim such as this. I think that a lot of it comes from...
Make a bigger claim, buddy.
I'm about to make it make sense. It comes from marketability, right? You have like Tom Cruise is a lead in the movie, and then you have like Winona Ryder, who is the supporting role. While Winona Ryder did a fantastic, phenomenal job and delivered and executed perfectly, the main name on the film is Tom Cruise.
Okay, so in movies, I know that performance doesn't actually equate to a paycheck. Because you could fucking...
It's the name.
You can deliver. Dude, you can eat all you fucking want in a role. But that's not going to be like how you get paid in that role. Maybe it leads to other roles. Yeah. And then you make a name for yourself. And that leads to like bigger roles. And you're like, okay, maybe you do become the next Tom Cruise. But
I would also like to point out that Winona Ryder and Tom Cruise have never made a movie together. I also didn't know who Winona Ryder was. But I did know subconsciously the new season of Stranger Things has come out, and she's on Stranger Things.
watch Stranger Things.
But
on
also
Netflix.
But we're talking about like inequality and pay. You have Winona Ryder and the male who is getting paid, like the main cop dude. They're getting paid like way more than the main actors, the kids. Do you think that
they're not kids anymore, son? This has been a movie, or not a fucking movie. This has been a series for 10 years now.
Well, do you think that's kind of like an exploit of their youth versus experience?
So how much of that is them devaluing themselves
Right.
and wanting to
Accepting
still be
the lesser pay.
and still be a part of this universe
Right.
because they could very easily be replaced.
And is
I'm
that
sure
luck?
the directors and the casting directors are like, you know what? We could replace you and nobody would care.
Right.
Like how
Well,
much? Like,
I
I mean,
doubt
we
that.
can't really say.
Recasts suck ass, dude. Except for in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, dude. That was fucking
Vivian?
sick. Vivian, dude. They recast her. The new Vivian was fire.
I still have to say though, I'm not
Old
a big,
Vivian was sick.
I'm not a big fan of recast
I'm not either, dude.
because especially from one season to another.
And they're redoing Harry Potter too, right? Like to me,
So,
Daniel
let's-
Radcliffe will always be Harry.
Dude, without the shadow of a doubt. Dude, if this podcast stands for nothing else, dude, Daniel Radcliffe is Harry fucking Potter.
Harry fucking Potter, dude. This is sick, dude. But also though, you had like Spider-Man, right?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh shit, you agree?
But I like all three. I like
Dude,
Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield.
Dude, okay.
They're all
so-
different and good in their own ways.
Okay, so now we just became a Marvel podcast because I want to talk about this a little bit. So I'm familiar with all three of their works. Maybe not the latter half of
What, Tom Holland?
Tom Holland.
Dude, good shit.
But I can say from Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, to now, there has definitely been a weird shift of the age of Spider-Man.
Well, it just
Because
depends on the point
he's
of view.
supposed to be a teenager. And even in...
He's in college.
college.
That's the thing.
No, he's fucking not.
He's supposed to be in college.
Comics.
What's the point, dude? You don't always have to follow the comics, all right?
But this is fucking rooted in lore.
Not necessarily. It depends on the story. If I tell you a story, right, and I'm saying I am copying this story from the book, then you're going to expect that that story follows the book. But if I come to you and I'll tell you I'm writing a story using the characters from the book, I can pretty much play with the story however I want. It's not canon, is what I'm saying.
Okay, motherfucker. Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, not
Explain
canon.
it.
Dragon Ball GT.
Do you like it?
Dragon Ball
No,
GT?
I'm talking about the live action movie.
No, I fucking hate that movie.
I love it. I think it is an excellent
It's
depiction.
fucking
It's
terrible.
exactly.
Piccolo is ass.
Shut up.
But here's the thing. No, you're proving your point because
No, 'cause
as a
this is
standalone movie, that movie's good. It's
This
actually
is what
really good.
This is what you were just saying.
Yeah.
About taking the characters out of the
Yes.
lore.
Yes,
Dude,
and then
Dragon
making
Ball
your own story.
Evolution, I like it.
It's
I'm not going to
actually-
say it's an amazing movie, but I think it's a good, tolerable movie that you could watch without any understanding of like the Dragon Ball universe and the
Yeah.
characters and lore. And you can enjoy it.
If they were to say that that movie was inspired by Dragon Ball, that would be cool.
That might actually work.
That would work.
May have saved it.
That would have saved it, because they wanted to say this was Dragon Ball Z live action, and then they went. See, that's where I presented it that way to you, where I was like, I'm going to copy this book. You expect me to go, word for word. That's why a lot of people who read books of mediums that get made into a visual digestive form of media, they have such high expectations. When if the artist was to come out and say, we took liberties, we changed a few things, this is going to be more or less inspired. They won't do that though, because they know they'll lose money. So the injustice is real.
The injustice, buddy. I was just about to tie this back into a just fucking world. How is that just?
I think that it's the lack of transparency, and it's not just, because
it is not. You heard it here first. It is not
just. You can't lie to somebody and say we're making this live action replication of a form of media that you hold so passionately and vehemently. Like, I'm following Dungeon Crawler Carl, right? And
could you imagine if they just like the worst casting choices,
if they put him
the
in
worst
pants,
creative liberties?
I would be pissed. If they put him in shoes, I would be pissed.
And he just like never stomped another creature.
And never stomped anything. And the AI didn't buy into his stomping. I would be so mad. I would be like, you're not even fucking, this isn't even the source material. This is why fucking dude got so heated on The Witcher. Fucking, what's his name? Superman. Fuck.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. he got pissed.
I'm going to try to edit that to Satan voice to make it even worse.
Henry Cavill. There you go. There's your Satan voice. But anyways, he didn't think it was very just for them to take liberties like that and still slap the Witcher name on it.
Ooh, that's fucking solid, man.
And I think, what we're dealing with here is a lot of people exploiting the popularity and success and the gain of something else for their own success and popularity and gain. And that's part of that injustice system where, if I piggyback off of something else, I can benefit a little bit. And maybe it don't even have to be in a positive way. It could be in a negative way, and I'll still get a little bit of the piece of the pie. A little bit of the piece of the pie. A little bit of the pie. A little bit of the pie. A little bit of the pie.
So, buddy, I've got to ask you, right, because we've had a deep philosophical conversation about people's perception and how some people may see stuff as a just world and how there is a cognitive bias without us even thinking about it being a just world. Like, oh, well, this guy, he deserved it.
He deserved it, piece of shit.
What is your biggest takeaway from the episode? And I will know if I've been a good enough host.
I think that...
Validate me.
If you... if you go through your life with like the very first thing we said at the very beginning of this episode, which I think is the most important part of this entire episode, is that there is a portion of people who refuse to acknowledge the fact that just because they've lived through a specific set of circumstances, that their life has played out in an unjust way, when they themselves have the power within themselves to put forth the effort to change the narrative and to create a more just reality for themselves. I think that as a listener, the main takeaway is that you don't have to settle for injustice. You don't have to settle for an unjust world. You can actually make a stance and actively pursue a future where there is justice, which is why people line the streets when they go out and protest, and which is why we're allowed to protest.
Oh, yeah.
We're allowed to fight injustice. And for now, I think we should, because injustice will capitalize and take advantage, like we had mentioned, where certain performers who are going through these same exact actions and being paid an unjustly amount less than people who are doing the same thing as them. If they had the right pay and the right equality and the right attention, they would receive those benefits. So I think if there was a better stance taken towards that and attention towards that situation, these women in the WNBA would be getting the attention. They would be getting the pay. And that is why it's so frustrating, because justice and injustice isn't always just.
Oh, yeah. So in a very indirect sort of way, this is about billionaires. in a very indirect way, because
if you look at capitalism and monetary gain as success, yes.
A lot of people will look at a billionaire like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, and they will think, oh, well, they were geniuses. They knew how to get to this point. They must be really cool, awesome people. I mean, that's a little bit of propaganda, but on the other side of it is they knew how to exploit people.
They worked the system.
They are, I would like to say were, I would like to very much like to say were, but they are very good at working the system, and they know the ins and outs of how to hoard this wealth and to increase this status that they have. And I very much disagree with it. I very much say that billionaires should not exist. Everyone should treat the world kind of like a village. This is my own personal take.
Right.
If my co-host here agrees, this is my stance, and I will die on this hill that everybody should treat the world like a village. Like, scale it down to like 100 people you can know everyone by name, and then you treat your life as such. Like, okay, well, what am I contributing to our village? The things we need to survive as a people.
And as long as you don't take that acknowledgement and then say, well, I'm contributing more than Jack or Jill over here, I should get more than them.
Yeah, and place a higher importance on yourself than you really are, because you may feel like 1 in a million, but in this village you are 1 in 100. So everyone, please be kind to your neighbors, love each other, love yourself. If you would like to keep this conversation going, ooh, yeah, buddy, let's keep this conversation going at Base Banter Podcast on Facebook, Base Banter Pod on X. We got that Discord. It's coming soon. Oh, we are still cooking on it. We are still cooking on it.
It's overcooked at this point.
It's overcooked.
It's burnt.
It may be burnt. Is it ever coming out? Someone pulled this bitch out the oven.
Lock the oven and fucking leave it in there.
I have an Instagram. You can follow me at Jerry Contrite. And Joey, do you want to plug your social? Do you want me to say it?
I mean, dude, if you haven't already found out by now, here's the info. You can find me on Twitch at Arcano Joe. I also have an Instagram, Arcano Joe, and I have a Facebook, which I haven't plugged yet, which is Joseph Knight. We have over 2K followers on there. Let's grow all of these socials. Let's grow this podcast. Let's take this injustice and fight it with information and conversation. And as always, I would love to keep this conversation going. Find us, buddy. Let's chime in together.
And you know what? What better conversation to keep going than the ones that we selectively choose? But if there are more, you know how to hit us up. This has been the Base Banter Podcast. Peace.
Peace.